Hello, beautiful souls. I am Valeria Maritza at Healing Through You. I am an infinite being of light, and so are you. Today is Monday, back in the schedule here. The messages coming through today is the message of repetition. So many of us who are doing the work have gone down the path, the rabbit hole, and discover, unearth, brought up all kinds of memories and thoughts that no longer serve us. And we have been able to acknowledge them and work through them so that we can release them from our bodies. And that's all fabulous, fantastic, awesome. And as a result of that, when we are removing these old stuck energies, what happens is that they come out of our bodies. Imagine them as being like a dark shadow, like lifting off your body and just leaving. And then we are filling up our bodies with divine light. And so, whatever that space that you are holding, that darkness, that old thought, that traumatic memory, and is coming out, now there's a space within your human body, and that gets filled with divine light. The more that we do the work, the more that we release more shadows and the more light that our human body begins to fill up with. And the more divine light that we have in our bodies, then what happens? We are able to connect deeper, easier, stronger, longer. We're able to receive the messages much clearer. We're able to connect with our own divinity because that's what the light is true divine light. So, um, after this is what has this is now we're getting to the part of it. After we have done a lot of this work, a lot of us, most of us, I would have to say, get to a point where we feel as if we are regressing. We feel like, oh, something's going on. What is it? Oh my goodness, this is because of that thing that I already cleared like a year ago. That happened in my childhood. Why is this coming up again? And then we tend to doubt the work, doubt all the work that we have done, doubt that this even works, right? Who can relate here? Oh, this doesn't work. I can't believe I'm regressing. I'm back to square one. This doesn't work. I might as well give up. That's it. I'm done. I have heard many light workers go through this very stressful, very frustrating period. But what happens is that our growth is working up a spiral. And the spiral is always moving upwards, always moving upwards. And no matter how much work you've done, you can never regress. You're never going to go back to that beginning of the spiral when you first started. You are never going to go back even to the last loop that you just were able to rise through and move through. It feels as if you're going back in time or the same thing. Okay. So you are never going back in time. You're never going back to that beginning. And you're saying, but it's the same old wound. It's again, let's say my father wound when he didn't like me as much as I wanted him to. And it's the same thing coming up. And I've worked on this over and over. And why is it back? This must not be working, or at least it doesn't work for me, or I must be broken, or I must not be doing this right. These are the thoughts that come through. But what's actually happened is that when you first cleared it, excuse me, when you first cleared it, I'm clearing a lot of energy today, guys. By the way, when you first cleared it, what happened is that you were able to clear and heal as much as your human body was able to heal. And it might have been tremendous. It might have been really difficult. It might have been really like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it, crying and tears and all of the stuff. Yet, that is the level to which you were able to heal. And then weeks later, months later, even years later, this same subject may resurface. And this is where light workers feel like, oh no, not again. Now I'm back to square one. No, it's not square one. you are now able to look deeper. It took you all of this time from the first time you work on it until now, when it's coming back up again, for you to be able to completely heal that part and integrate that healing. And now it's coming back for more. So think about it as a tub of ice cream, okay? And you're eating the ice cream and you're eating the ice cream, and now you're full. And you're so full that you cannot have another bite of ice cream, and so you put it away. And it might be a couple of hours, days, weeks, whatever it is, before you have that desire to eat some more ice cream, because you were so saturated with eating it that first time that now it took you X amount of time to feel that desire again and want to go back. Now you're going back to the same tub of ice cream, and the tub of ice cream is not the same. You have a whole bunch of ice cream missing that you ate the first time. So this is the same as the healing. You are healing at a deeper level. You're beginning to uncover what's coming up from this deeper level that you left at last time. And again, you might be digging through, and it might be like a really long, skinny tub where it's difficult to get to the bottom. And so you eat some more, and then you let it go and you put it away. And then you keep on going, and then the same one comes back. And guess what? Here it is, the same tub, and the ice cream is all the way at the bottom, and it's really difficult to remove because you have it so deeply ingrained and safe within your body. And so now it might take you longer to remove the pieces of ice cream from the very bottom of this skinny cylinder tub of ice cream because it's so deep. But you're still doing it. You're still doing it, you see? And it is not the same thing. You are just digging deeper and deeper and deeper until it completely clears. Now, how do you know? How do you know that this is actually working for you? You know, because the second time or the third time or whatever amount of times it is for you, it takes you much less time to get to the root, to identify and to move through. And then it takes you a lot less time to integrate and to move forward. Like the first time, it might be like, oh my gosh, I'm like flat on my back, unable to do anything for a couple of days. That was so much energy being removed from my body. That's an extreme, but it happens. And this next time, it might be, oh my goodness, I'm all out for the rest of the afternoon, and the whole rest of the day, you're done. You just like feel like laying down, resting, sleeping, taking a shower, whatever it is. And then the next time is a couple of hours. So the time that it takes for you to move through this deep energy as you're healing becomes shorter and shorter. And you will notice this. You're going to notice that the second time it's much shorter and easier than it was the first. You're going to notice these things, and you notice them because you're aware and you are intending. And so this is really coming through strongly today. So many light workers are waking up, and so many have been doing the work, but now they're quote unquote thinking that they are regressing when they're not. And it can be very daunting and very discouraging to continue down the path that you have chosen or that has chosen you, because it feels as if I'm back to square one. So no, you're not in square one. And you're here because you're able to now heal this deeper part of you. Know this and feel that and do the work anyway. Because at this point in time, there are a couple of things that can happen with the beautiful light workers that you are. Number one, you can continue doing the work and go through it and know that that's the process, and trust and keep doing it. And go deeper and deeper and becoming more and more light yourself. And the other thing that can happen is that you give up. A lot of people are actually beginning to turn back and go back to their old ways of being for the time being. But they're going back and they are refusing all of the work that they have already done because it feels too difficult. It feels too redundant. It feels like a failure when you haven't gotten through the specific thing that's coming back up for you. This is the part that we're wanting to prevent from happening. So if you are going through something similar to what I just explained, to what just came through, or you know of somebody who is going through something similar like this, number one, if it's you, seek help, seek support, seek somebody that you can tell your troubles, your feelings, what's going on for you, so that you can get support and know that you're not regressing, that you haven't done all this work for nothing, and that you are on the right path. And if it's somebody that you know, then you get to be that light for them. You get to be that hand that brings them forward, that validates them, that lets them know that it's okay, that they're not crazy, that they haven't wasted their time. It's so difficult because, number one, the spiritual journey is very lonely. We tend to feel so afraid to speak what's going on, what we're feeling, because we feel we're going to be made as crazy or there's something wrong with us, and people are going to leave your space, and that's really scary. Um, so if you're going through it alone and then you're feeling like, oh my goodness, this doesn't work, or it doesn't work for me, or I can't do it, or I'm back to square one, then it's even more difficult to find help because you don't have someone that you trust or you feel safe to be able to ask for help. So as a light worker, if you're here, notice these things. Notice who is out there. Use your intuition to tune in to who is it that needs your help. I am moving so much energy today, guys. I woke up with this thing in my throat that I keep clearing and like coughing, and like I don't feel sick. It's just like energy moving through, and it's just a lot that I'm shedding today. So I'm sharing that with you because a lot of times we're like, oh no, I'm getting sick. And then you put that into the awareness. And then what happens? You make yourself sick. So no, a lot of times what's happening when you have things going on with your body, it's because your body is wanting to get rid of something, obviously something that it no longer needs. In my case, I am pretty sure it's the food that I put in myself yesterday, which did not agree with me. And now it's like, what are you doing to me? And let's get this out of the body. So yeah, it's pretty intense. All right. On that note, know that the spiral is always moving upwards. That even on the lowest points, no matter where you are, down your rabbit hole, down your journey, you never regress back. You are always going forward. Number three, make sure that you get help, that you seek help if you are feeling this despair, this loneliness, and notice who around your circle might be going through this that hasn't yet spoken up because of the same fear that we have gone through when we first started on a journey, which is like we're going to be judged and made wrong for it, right? So notice who these people might be. Notice a change in their demeanor. Notice a change in their energy field so that you can offer your support. Okay? Very, very important, because right now, every single light worker is needed. Every single one. And the light workers who are going back and giving up on this because it's just too difficult, or it feels like I'll go back to square one, I just wasted my time, and all of that stuff that the ego feeds us, it's going to have a very miserable time of life because you cannot unsee what you've seen. You cannot deny what you already remembered. You can try to deny it and avoid it and not think about it, but it's always there in the back. So it's going to make your life even more difficult than you might think it is, because you might be in your everyday job thinking of all the other things that you've done, noticing it in people, and knowing things that others don't. And you're going to want to go back to that part, right? And so you are always moving forward, and allow yourself that space and the support. Ask for help. That's coming out really strongly. Ask for help. You can ask for help from your own guides. If you are connected really well, you can do automatic writing, which is when you write the question on a notebook and then you keep on writing the answer, which is being divinely guided through your guides. You can ask a person that you know, or a friend, or somebody that you trust, but ask for help. Humans have such a difficult time asking for help because we have been made to believe that when we're asking for help, this is coming from school, that there must be something wrong with you because everybody else got it except for you, right? And so that's the false belief. And this is where it begins, of like repressing and suppressing and not being able to speak up and ask what we need to know. Okay, guys. On that note, I'm going to go. Let me know if you need any help. If you like this, please like the episode. Give it a review, and please share with other people so that other people may get the information that's coming through. I love you, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.